do you think we should have taken like all the kids?
I honestly didn't even know if that was towards us or if it was towards the people that was in. I don't know who that was towards. I was confused, like, oh man, he's not here to go with this.
You never know what you're doing in the room, and then the kids just, you know. People literally were saying that this family is crazy. All right, this is gonna be our first podcast. I hope this goes well, and then more to come. So, I'm Nini, and I got Abdullah over here.
AKA Yetis, by the way.
And the African in America, as you guys know. Yetis and the African in America. So, Abdullah, we're just gonna pick it back up from the family trip?
Yeah.
Okay. So, from the family trip, what did you learn? Because we done 3 family trips, right?
Yeah, 3.
3 family trips. What did you learn from those 3 family trips? Let's start from the first one.
First thing is like money.
Money.
That's the biggest problem we had, like throughout the whole family trips. All 1, 2, 3, and 4, or 1, 2, 3. The money problem was really big. And then like everybody was divided instead of like as a family, you know. Mm-hmm. I think that's why you made that game, but we didn't even do the game thing. You remember?
Yeah.
So like I don't know what did you see? Because that's like basically what I saw: the money and then the game.
Yeah, for me, I think I will agree with you. One of the biggest issue was like the money part, and also division, like, you know, especially for the girls.
It was
for the
especially when I was
the females, like who's gonna do what, and like who's gonna be responsible of something.
Yeah.
And I think that made it a little bit it created a little bit of division that we didn't actually want it to begin with. What would you say that we should have done better? Beside the money wise, what could we have done better for us to be more
like together?
Together.
Probably like honestly, I mean, we already good now, you know. I don't feel like we really divided like that, but I don't know what could we have done better. It felt like that was just a learning curve. You know what I mean? There's no way to like, we just grew from it and then we just get closer. I don't know, like, did you see anything? I wasn't paying attention too much. Apart from the girls, maybe.
Apart from the girls, I think maybe like, I would say if we would give each person something that they were responsible for, like the girls are part of it. Yeah, the girls. Like for example, let's see, if IK was in charge of, like, let's see, today you are in charge of, like, make sure the house is like not everybody's just walking with their shoes and trying to break things out and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like maybe you're in charge of, like, people don't, whenever they come from the beach or something and no one comes in with their food, and then the other person will be like, hey, today you're in charge of cooking, so the kitchen is all yours. Or the other person then will be like, since one person is watching the kids, and you know, that's just very hard to do at the same time.
That's what I'm saying. That you make too much rules.
Too much rules, then no one can enjoy anything. It's
hard. I think that process we just grew from.
So, what beside, like, you know, we talking about like the little bit of division we have between us in the family and stuff, of especially like, do you think that's like something that we could control of more, or we could fix it before we actually went to the family trip?
Yeah.
What do you think we should have done, like, as a family before we left for that trip?
Wait, so who do you think is was divided?
I think
that way I knew. Sorry.
More. I will say more like the females.
The females?
Because
the
us, we were more like,
just doing whatever.
we were doing whatever, we were building up, you know, like, but in terms of the female wise, I sense a vibe of like, okay, like, you know, something is not
Who was
right.
divided exactly? Because, you know, it felt like that's just how naturally they are.
Yeah, I would say more like, you know, when IK takes charge of like basically the cooking side of it,
Yeah.
and then someone might not like what IK want to cook. It was pretty much like who wanted to be in charge of whatever, like who wanted to be in charge of whatever is happening at that moment. And I felt like IK, since IK is a little bit like older than everybody else in the female's perspective, I think she was like she was doing good on whatever she was doing right at that time, but everybody else was like, nah, we don't want to listen to her, or nah, she just want us to cook this, and this is what she wants to get done. Even though they didn't express it to her at that time, but you can feel the energy.
Yeah.
You know, and I felt it like that. So
maybe you would sit them down and tell them like, hey, look, IK's in charge here. Everybody listens to IK. Whatever she says goes.
yeah, and I think that was cleared over on the first time.
It wasn't
We
clear,
didn't
'cause
say it. We
nobody
didn't
said
say
anything.
it. But IK was like pretty much was taking charge anyways. And you know how like that's when like the jealousy amongst us starts to come, like okay, like since I'm not being like, especially like with the in-laws we have, right, or the in-laws you have, right, it's like, hey, like I'm pretty much feeling like I'm not part of what's happening.
Who was jealous, you would say?
Man, that's when it comes to like that part of it, I think we were like the jealousy part, I think is like we were all jealous of each other at some way, some point. Because what it is like you got Mohammed who got the whole van and stuff, so he feels like he's responsible of things, right? You got me who like searching for the house, so like why can't it be you, right? Why can't it be you searching the house? Why can't it be CD searching for that? Why can't it be IK searching for that? Why does it have to be Nini? You know what I mean? So, like, yes, you may not see it at that time, the jealousy part of the family, but it's there.
You think so?
Yes, I 100% think so. And like, when it comes to the girl side, I think the girl side is a lot, man. Like for us, we talk about it, we go get it, you know, we can do that. But yeah, like
You think it was jealousy though? I don't know. I haven't.
because so what did you see? What do you saw like in terms of like when it comes to like jealousy? What did you say? Would you say I didn't see any jealousy?
I didn't see any jealousy.
You didn't see any jealousy?
No. Cause
What did you see?
I'm like Nini. He bought the house. Nice, cool.
Right.
Muhammad got the car.
That was cool.
Cool, big brother. You know.
Right.
Big dad, you take care of this. Cool, big brother. You know, so there was no. I don't know. I haven't seen any jealousy, to be honest with you.
See, that's
The only thing that made it like really, I don't know. Yeah, I never seen any jealousy.
so that's I feel like, you know, it's and I agree with you, like it's not like it's not like a jealousy that you actually have to see,
Yeah.
you know, because we men, we know, like when you are a man, you want to be like in charge of something. You wanna feel like you have a say on something, you know. And like I think we did communicate pretty well on everything that we done, to be honest. And like even though if it was a jealousy, it's like a good thing. It wasn't like a bad of jealousy. We're like, hey, you know, I should have done this me instead. Like, you know, it wasn't like that. It's just that like we know that like when you have bigger role than everybody else, there's always gonna be like some type of like, oh, like, you know, like but it's not the jealousy where like, hey, you know, like you cut off everybody and like you try to go in your own zone, or like, it's not that jealousy. It's a jealousy where like it was
like
a
really
good
low.
thing. It was like, okay, like it was a jealousy where like you step up. Like I step up. Like if I see Muhammad got the van real quick, man, like I need to find the house real quick. Because now like, like, and then like, for example, like let's see, hey Abdullah, bring you in charge to get, you need to, what is it called, like, you have to bring, what is it, like, you have to bring $2,000.
Right.
Let's see, like, hey, you have to add $2,000, right? And then like, and then let's see, like, oh, Muhammad is paying $5,000. Now you like, like, that's like, obviously, like, you as a little brother, that's how it's supposed to be, like, hey, it's a big brother move, But at the same time, you're like, hey, what can I do to match up that side to make, and you say the money was an issue.
It was an issue.
Right?
Yeah.
So when the money is an issue, if you can contribute it, you're like,
oh man, I feel
a little bit down. Because Muhammad paid more than I could, but I'm with it. You see, so I think that's what it is.
So
but
you start feeling bad. Like
yeah, yeah. So what about like, yes, we had that part, like, where the girl's side, how about this? What about like in terms of like do you think we should have taken like all the kids, the
All the kids and stuff?
little ones?
I would say yes, because they want to. I want them to experience that. I want them to enjoy it, But they cost a lot of money, and again, we was already down. So it was like, oh man. But I want them to enjoy that and experience it, because they not. You're right. You remember you said that these kids are never going to experience this stuff. So it's like, oh man. But in terms, if we had money then, I think everybody would have been happy. We would have been moving forward, even if the kids came. So in terms of that, for the next trip, they probably just want to stay. They probably just want to stay. So that's the thing.
So how do you think? What do you think about, like, yes, we have our family issues and stuff like that, about the money part wise, about the brothers, the sisters. Let's get to drama.
I think the worst.
Which trip had more drama?
Oh,
would you say?
Oh man.
So we've been to three
three
trips.
2 and 3.
Yeah.
When I was with somebody,
right,
that was bad because they didn't want to come outside. So it was like, man. But 3, whenever you got mad and you was yelling at everybody, like, man, what is happening here? I'm like, oh man, Nene gonna beat everybody up? What? When did this come out of it? Didn't ever come out of his mouth?
Right. So
I think Family Vlog 3 was the worst.
Because
then there was so much people in that house, and it was different, a different energy, because these guys were doing X, Y, and Z, and then we like used to this way, and then they were used to another way. So Family Vlog 3. That was probably the worst.
The worst. What did you find that, like, what was like beside like me raising my voice to you guys and getting everybody together and stuff like that?
I honestly didn't even know if that was towards us or if it was towards the people that was in. I don't know who that was towards. I was confused. I'm like, oh man, he's not. Here we go with this. So maybe I don't know who he was targeting. You gonna beat everybody? Who's that? Yeah, who's doing something? Yeah, right. Where's all this come from?
So to discuss about that, right? I was pretty much talking about everybody.
Yeah,
when I said everybody.
Okay.
Because the reason why I was talking about everybody is like, one, like the little kids was like just They were just all over the place.
Everywhere. Yeah.
You'll have kids opening in my room. They'll have kids opening the, Joe's room. They will have kids opening like IK's room upstairs. Like, it was like all over the place. Which,
it's okay,
which it was okay, but at the same time, it was not okay because you never know what you're doing in the room, and then the kid just, like you could have just got out of the shower or something, and then that happened, and then you had kids, like you had kids trying to like crying, and then on top of that, obviously, like we were also having a lot of other issues as well, where like. I think it was, and you're right. It was just different family trip. It didn't feel like, it didn't feel like family trip.
It didn't feel like it at all. The thing that made it like come together was the video.
The video, right?
The video made it seem like, oh wow, it was the best thing in the world. That's what kept it like real close. But if we didn't have no video, no nothing,
right?
We would have been like, we're not coming back. There's too much stuff going on. There's just no.
Yeah, I think you're right. The family trip, this third one was absolutely ridiculous.
The place was far. The house we had was far away from
Muhammad
everything. Complaining about the cars. Kids running around everywhere.
The pool was messed up.
The pool was dirty.
Nettie's grandma what was like? She's happened to watch the kids outside the swimming, trying to stop them. So a kid don't drown in there. It was
too much. I think we learned a lot. We're not gonna do that Family Vlog 4. We're not doing that.
Yeah, no, we're not. We're definitely not doing that. It's gonna be it's gonna be a different family trip number 4. So what would you say about the backlashes that we received?
The backlashes. They say we had a lot of backlash, but nobody comes to me. So I should ask you that question. Maybe they came to you. Who came to you
the backlashes we received from the internet?
You tell me, because I don't know.
Ooh.
What backlashes did you receive? Because I don't know. Nobody came to me.
And I agree, because no one physically came to me as well.
Nobody came to you? Okay.
Nobody physically came to me.
So it was over the internet?
It was over internet.
Okay.
Like people like are saying like, what about like, if like basically saying something negative towards being together, what about if y'all all would have had an accident or something and y'all were all together, like it was like negativity, it was, what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
he said that?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
People literally were saying that this family is crazy because how can you take everybody in one car? What if because it's like you saying like basically like something that like we have no control of is what they are talking about.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because if the accident was going to happen, it was going to happen regardless of where you're going to be at in the family. You could be in the house and then the tornado going to come and take over the whole house, or a fire can burn down the house, or some guy driving a truck or just run over the house. You know what I mean? Like, so anything could happen. But for the people's perspective, they are saying like yeah, like that wasn't a good idea, like going to the beach and like taking all your family and like, you're not responsible, and like
they saying this to you.
Yeah, to the internet, obviously, not towards me in the
Really?
And yeah,
I haven't even seen any of this.
Yeah, and for me, like I don't care what people say.
Yeah.
But sometimes you take into consideration about what people are saying. You see? So it's like, I consider your opinion, or I consider what you are saying. But this is not your doing. It is us doing, right? So what do you think about that? Like, based on what I just told you, like how would you think are they right? Are they wrong? Are they just like, hey, it's a whatever?
They are right, but that's here new. Like, we can't stop that. If something could happen any day of the week, you know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, we could just call them haters. There's
Right.
nothing else we could do. Because they're going to hate even the comment we had that one time. You remember the comment? The guy was like, oh, man, these guys must have sold all their kidneys to get to this trip, you know? You remember that? Did you see that?
Say what?
These guys must have sold all their kidneys to get... I put it on the screen. But he's like, you guys must have sold all your kidneys to get to this trip. Like, what?
What?
Why do you say that? You know what I mean?
I didn't see that comment.
You didn't see that comment?
No, I didn't see that
Man,
comment.
they told me to delete it, but I I should have just kept it on there. But it was like...
You don't supposed to delete comment anyways.
I'm not supposed to. I shouldn't even delete it. But
you just keep it. You don't care because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't
right?
matter.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. We could all die, but we can't do anything about that.
At least, like, if like you say these things, right? At least, like, you know, we having a family, like we taking our brothers, sisters, uncles, aunties, whatever, right, with us. And like that 1 week, 2 weeks, however long we go, right? Just leave everything and just
relax and breathe,
bring it together, right? That's what we are doing, and I feel like it's very important thing to do, and we're gonna continue doing it. Like there's nothing, you know. We pray on the way. We don't.
You know, don't go there naked.
We don't just go. Yeah, we're not going there naked, like you say. You know. So that was the backlash.
So that's what you got. I wonder what IK Big Dog. I wonder what they got. Cause
hopefully, like when they come into the interview, you can ask them about like what they thought, what their thought is. You know. So
what did you learn then from that whole?
The whole trip. For me, I learned that, like, next time we go, like, using our phones needs to go away.
That needs to go. Holy
that
Muhammad, bro. Oh, my God. Muhammad, nothing else. And I'm like, man, this guy, he's gone, man.
For us, the phones has to go away.
Phone got to go.
And I think another thing has to go away is, like, limit of who can come in terms of family. Brothers and sisters, yes. Parents, maybe, you know.
Yeah.
But in terms of like in-laws and basically we have to have voting. Because it depends what energy are you bringing to the table, you know what I mean? Like, we don't want an in-law that's like gonna come and cause drama, and we had that. So, and we are responsible for that as if we are bringing it, we responsible for that, because at the end of the day, we are the one who's married to the in-laws, like, right? We are the one who's like, you know. So that's something we have to discuss with who is bringing the in-law. Like, if it's me bringing it, if it's you bringing it, if it's Mohammed bringing it, if it's IK bringing it.
That'll be sad though, because it
will be sad. But it will be sad. And you can't really leave the in-laws either.
You can't leave them.
So, that's crazy.
That one's tough. Watching out get married again and then I tell you to stay. Oh man.
No, you can't. You really can't.
You can't tell them. You can't say, oh,
you can't. That means both of them have to stay. I think that's what we're gonna make. The decision we're gonna make is gonna be something like that. Right. If the in-law we have, the energy is not matching with everybody else, both of you stay.
The wife and the husband.
The wife and the husband. Because at the end of the day, we doing these things for the kids, the high schoolers, the colleges, whatever, right? And we just there to be responsible of like what things we can enjoy and invest in it, right? But if you have an in-law that's coming that's gonna cause everybody else not to enjoy whatever we are, you know, then it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So I think, and if anything, it'll be like both of you stay. Because it happened like trip number 3, and I think trip number 2
was
and
bad
3.
Too.
Huh?
Yeah, it was 2 and 3.
2 and 3.
Because I was with somebody at the time.
Yeah, 2 and 3. Like remember the trip number 2, we were like upstairs.
outside,
No
yeah,
one
nobody
want to come outside.
nothing.
No one want to do anything. You know, we were like just getting our bikes and going to places and stuff. You know, I think that was a big one for us, and
So
I
the
think we
in-laws,
learned
What else?
a
What else
lot.
we got? What else did we learn? Maybe the house needs to be closer to more stuff.
This
Wow.
trip, yeah, the house needs to be closer to.
The fun stuff.
The fun
The other
places.
one was 30 minutes everywhere you went. The
Yeah.
mall here, the mall there.
The mall was 20-minute, 30-minute drive.
Hey, man.
The water park was like another 30 minutes. So there was a place that was an hour long. Where was it at?
I think on the mall.
I think it was-
the mall. Probably.
The mall was
Walmart?
about 30 minutes, 40
Yeah,
minutes.
it was the place. The house was beautiful too, man. That's the thing. That house was so perfect.
So yeah, the
But
house,
dang, man,
the
it's
house
like,
was perfect. It's just, and that's the thing. The houses that are really nice are always far away from
away.
everything else. But I think the next thing is like we have to do things early.
What do you
Because
mean?
like we have to get the house early, reserve the cars early.
That's hard, bro. Cause you know where we, you know where we standing. You know, that's hard. Cause
Isn't that like the money part?
it's the money part. That's the hardest part. We got enough for ourselves, but then when it comes
To putting that into the.
to something, it's like hard.
So for those who wants to do like family get-togetherness and stuff, you know, we learned from 3 family trips. We went through 3 family trips and we learned something, right? What do you want to tell them? What do you want to tell those who are like saying, you know what, I want to take my family somewhere? And
First of all, have money. That's the first bar. That's the first thing. Second,
have money.
go there to enjoy, not to be the bossy. That's gonna kill everybody's vibe. And then vlog it. Make sure you have fun. You know, there's nothing else you can do, really. That's the only time you get stress relief from work, from school, from this and that. So whenever it's vacation time with the family, enjoy with the whole family. Don't just be alone by yourself playing games, you know? It's not gonna make anything better. We went and we had Uno, we was playing Mortal Kombat.
Come back.
FIFA, we was yelling at each other.
We have the FIFA.
The beach we could have went to, you know what I mean? So if you go, enjoy with the family, don't just do it by yourself. So that's probably one thing I would say. And you, what would you say?
I pretty much agree with what you said. I think enjoy being like away from everything
Yeah.
at home. Like the drama friends that you have, the work that you've been doing all year. Just bring positivity to your family, like get to know your brothers and sisters, where they are at this time
Right.
of the year. How is everybody doing? What are they gonna do the following year coming? Like talk about like, hey, you know, this is summertime right now, or whatever year, whatever time of the year you go to, just because if you're doing like routine family trip type of stuff like we do, just, you know, the whole year, like, do you have goals? Do you have plans?
Yeah.
You know, all that stuff. They don't have to tell you their plans, but like give them like encouragement and stuff. Don't be greedy. That's a big one. Don't be greedy, holding on to the money and stuff. I'm not gonna buy anything for nobody. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because when you're gonna go, just know your limit. Number one, know your limit. Know how much you wanna spend that time, but expect that you're gonna also spend more than what your limit is. So let's say you say, hey, I'm gonna spend $2,000, but I'm gonna save $3,000. So in case I go over, the 3,000 was planned, you know. So know your limit. That's number one in terms of financially. Number two is basically, I already talked about it. It's like just get to know everybody. Get to know your brothers. Get to know your in-laws. Get to know, you know, your step, like whoever's calling you uncle or whatever. Get to know them. Three, make sure everybody put their phones up, man. Like that's absolutely like
yeah.
Tell me
so
about the
blue,
phones,
man.
man. Like, I feel like,
Okay, who would you say who had the most problem with the phone? Because I would say it's Muhammad. Muhammad, if you watching, it was Muhammad the most.
The most problem with the phone was Muhammad.
Yeah, because he was recording everything and just duck, record, duck, and then you. I mean, you was already done. You was already doing your own thing. The kids, they were doing TikToks here and there. But I think if we like tell them,
TikTok is fine though, right? Like when you're making videos and doing that, that's fine because you're bringing everybody in.
Yeah, that's what
it's just like when you go in the corners, it's like record this, just you just move like that is. I think that's the problem.
That was the problem, yeah. But I mean, like it was only like whenever we had like downtime, we're not doing anything. We was on our phones. But whenever we was all out, nobody was like,
nobody, because you had no time to be on the phone.
But Muhammad was the only one that was doing that. That's what I'm saying. We was at the mall, he was on it. So I'm not sure yet.
And how about another thing I also realized is that I think the next thing we're gonna improve on was the segregation that we had. Like one group goes here, one group is there. Not in the like when you're in the house, it's fine because sometimes you're connecting with somebody. You know, when me and you will play like chess or the chess.
It was chess.
The chess game we were playing, Dodo, and like we just. Yeah. That was like fun, right? Those are like part of the games. That's what we want to do. Like, hey, I'll beat Abdullah.
Right.
Who's next? Now Big Dad is like, let me go against him. Like that's part of it. That's part of the connection. It's just what I didn't like is like when like a group will go in a place and then talk about the other group. Like obviously it's hard to see that, but it's like it was like one of them.
It was there, yeah.
And and it doesn't help when you're like have a family who doesn't speak your language.
That one's tough because they feel like they
already like
you know what I mean? Yeah, I know.
You see what I'm saying? Which was not good.
It's not a good thing.
It's not good because that creates a little bit of like a distance, a little bit of like okay, like
division.
We just here, but we're just trying to enjoy it in our own way, which was not part of a family that we want to create, and that was a lesson that we all learned from, especially like me. I learned a bunch of lessons in that third trip that we made.
A lot.
What else would you think that was very important?
Vehicle maybe. Cars. Muhammad was complaining about the cars and stuff.
Oh yeah, the cars.
That's just normal though. I understand.
The buses and stuff. Oh yeah, you can't drive because of.
That was.
Yeah, because we were far away from everything though, and Muhammad he's the one who rented. Yeah. So now you're putting mileage onto that,
Yeah.
And then he gets charged. He gets charged. So that's what we were saying. Like when we're saying like, okay, yes, he the one who rented the bus and stuff. It was all cool. But if he was to charge more, are we going to help him pay?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. That's one thing that we have to take into consideration. For example, was it the first trip or the second trip where somebody broke something that was against the wall?
Second trip. That was second trip.
That was second trip.
Was it second? Yeah, it was.
Was it second? I think it was second trip.
It was second trip, yeah. It had to be because I was with somebody that time.
Yeah, it was the second trip where the thing was broken on the wall and stuff. We're like, oh my. It was, how did you even broke that? Like, that was like onto the wall. How did you even get there? And it was not something like just you can easily break it. You literally have to like step on it or like have to like, because if it was just maybe pull it and they drop it, I don't know. It's like, because it was wood, right? It was like a wood.
You paid for it, right?
Yeah. So,
how much they charge?
bro, like, they just took his money out of my account. I didn't even count, man.
What the heck?
They reach
really?
out to you by email, you know, like they're like, hey, this thing was broken, like, you know.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's nobody helped you. You see, then that's another thing, then.
But as a big brother, like, you know, you take that upon yourself anyways.
Right.
Because you feel like, hey, you know, you organize the trip, everybody contributed, you know. So if something was to happen, you take responsible. It's okay, you know.
Yeah.
You don't want to have everybody panicking, you know. So for example, like Mohammed was like, oh, the van is crashed somewhere or something, right? If instead of panicking, he's like, you know what, I'll handle it.
Right.
Like when when we trashed the van, chips all over the place. What?
Oh my goodness, man.
We need to get the kids where they need to be responsible of how they eat things.
Yeah, because them chips and the candies
chips, candy wrappers, gum is sticking on the wall.
Yeah, that's a mess, bro. Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, they gotta clean up after themselves, man. They just throw everything everywhere.
So the next trip, I think we have to be cautious of how we
move, man.
How we handle the van situation, the housing situation, the family situation. Those are the three things.
And money, and that's it.
Oh yeah, and the financial situation. Obviously, all that stuff is involved in money. All that stuff is involved.
We got 1 more month to figure that out.
Right, because it's almost December.
Yeah,
it is December, pretty much.
December.
And then by January, it's like the planning period of tax season is coming up.
That's when everything
we need to
moving.
stop relying on tax, man. Like,
that's one of my goals, man. Just stop relying on tax.
Yeah, stop relying on the tax. Because they're like, you got somebody like, I haven't get paid my tax yet. I can't really pay yet. So you guys have to take care of things.
Yeah, man. That one's tough.
You have to rely on that tax thing.
And so yeah, that makes sense, man.
Okay, what else do we need to cover? What else? What else have we not touched the base on that we need to talk about?
In terms of like the family trip and stuff?
Yeah,
or another topic.
So we talked about the family trip.
Yeah, I think we covered everything in there.
I will say everybody has to have their things done quicker than later. Like if I'm in charge of finding the house, I got to do it quicker than later. Which means which involved like, hey, you have to have your money ready by you should be saving up by this whole year anyway.
You know how it is, though. You know.
Yes,
we should be dealing with this and this and this. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh man.
And then the drama aspect of it, we have to cut. Oh, one thing I would have said, yeah. If, like, you know how we talked about the in-law part and stuff, like we're gonna make the in-laws like we will not stay, right? I will make this suggestion: if the in-laws, like people like, will bring in-laws, and if they are like bringing issues and drama and whatever, right? We're just gonna let you guys go rent a hotel or something throughout the remaining of the trip.
That could work.
Like just move them away from us.
But then they're gonna feel divided.
So what? Because
I would move
brought you in.
Along?
No, for example, like we done everything to come to the final destination, right? In 2 days, in 3 days, in drama starts to happen, right? We set you down, we talk to you, nothing seems to be going right. It's like, okay, hey, Abdullah or Nini, or let me get our own place for the remainder of the trip. That means
me and the wife.
Yeah, that means you have to be responsible of whatever else over there.
Okay.
So that way you're not mixed up with like having to feel like, you're like not included or not included, but like the inclusion we can fix, you know. I'm talking about like you just don't want to communicate with anybody.
Yeah.
Like don't want to cooperate with anybody, don't want to communicate with them. You don't want to add your business into whatever's going on. Like if we cooking, add your input. We like it, we don't like it, we talk about it. We playing a game. Come in, join us. Don't be us playing like a family game. You upstairs. What are you doing? Right?
Yeah.
Or you trying to, or like basically, let's say you are an in-law, right? Since you are an in-law, you brought your family with you. If your family is with us, don't go you and your family in a side. Now you creating a whole new family trip for yourself instead of like a one family thing. You see it?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, so then we can say, you know what, if you're going to do that kind of stuff and you don't want to cooperate, you don't want to communicate, be on your own. Place. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to add. Yes, as a family, we will always have problems. That's what makes it beautiful for us, is because we have something to do now. You know, we have something to do to focus on. And if you are out there watching our videos, we want to make sure, understand that we're not perfect as a family, but we want you to have this message of like, give something back to your family. Like,
you know, stay connected.
Stay connected to your family. Things happen in a family, fights happen, division happens. But that one time, maybe talk about what's happening. It gives a little different feeling.
Yeah.
So if you're watching, I encourage you to bring your family together. And this is our family. If you guys don't know our family, this is our Yusuf's family. That's where we are at, right?
Yeah.
Anything
you would
say?
understand everybody's personality too. That's one thing. You see, okay, this guy Muhammad's like this, Nini's like this, IK's like, you're gonna figure out as you go, you know. So that's one thing I'll probably add.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, because what you saying the more you interact with your family, the more you get to know who's but their personality. That's a good one. Yeah, you understand everybody. Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
is there anything else we want to talk about?
Nothing else.
Okay. Yeah. So
that'll be just
for those who are watching again, we're gonna go into deep stuff, but this is for us to start with something along on what we're going to be talking about. This is our podcast. This is Yeri's podcast videos. And if you want to get your videos made by Yeri's, hey, look at us, you know, and just scroll through. We want to hear what you guys think as well. Like, you know, drop your comments below on all the things, everything you observed, you know, what you learned, what you didn't like, you know. And from the next video, you'll, like Abdullah said, you'll get to see different energy from all of us, like in terms of making a video, right? So I speak different way. Mohammed he'll come, he will speak different way. Big Dad will come, he will have different way of speaking. IK will come. So I'm naming everybody that you get to see the next video. So subscribe to the channel if you want to see more about what we're going to do in this in this start of podcast. That's all I want to say. And again, you know, I'm also the African in America, as you can see, you know.
All right, buy his merch.
And don't forget to get your merch. That's
How much are those?
This shirt is $20.
$20?
Yeah, $20 shirt. And then if you want jackets, hoodies, they will all come in a long way.
In the link in the bio. In the link in the bio.
Yeah, there you go. Link in the bio.